Today on Fresno State Focus, we'll give you an inside look at the coronavirus front line, showing you what nurses are going through each day.
We'll also show ways people are staying connected to feel less distant during the stay-at-home order.
Plus, see how this Central Valley woman is making a difference in Florida. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Joanne Voss.
And I'm Nadia Gonzalez. We're bringing you this newscast from our individual homes as we follow the stay-at-home order. The number of coronavirus cases in the Central Valley jumped significantly over the past few days. Fresno County has 372 confirmed cases, up by more than 100 from last week. 7 people have died, according to the health department. Over 35,000 people contracted coronavirus in California. More than 1,300 people in our state have died. More than half of those deaths are from Los Angeles County.
In the face of this pandemic, medical professionals are taking charge. Doctors, nurses, and first responders are on the front lines working to flatten the curve of the virus and save lives. Medical professionals all over the world are working to stop the spread and treat patients with COVID-19. Nurses are some of those on the front lines. They are working 8 and 12-hour shifts like they always do, but with the pandemic, it's not just an ordinary day on the job.
Usually our lobby was full of patients, over full, to the point where we had to go on lockdown. The people that are actually coming to the hospital now are genuine emergencies, which is a good thing. This is how a hospital should work, right?
But with genuine emergency coming in, the risk these nurses face is also very real, even as they work with face masks and other personal protection equipment, even if it's homemade like this one.
The CDC is lowering their standards on how we use N95s and PPE. This is a problem. This is a bad problem. If they reduce those standards, then that puts the nurses and the people on the front lines at great risk.
These are concerns many of Wurzbach's colleagues around the country are sharing right now. Their first priority is always patient care, but this virus has them concerned about their own care too.
If they're a positive COVID patient, you should be using an N95, period. It's not, you should never be using just a mask, where some hospitals are doing that, and that's just not appropriate.
But one of the most frustrating things for those on the front lines is the number of people who are still not taking the virus seriously.
We don't have the answers, but I guarantee you, people are out there that think this is a hoax or a joke. I am here to tell you it is not. We would not see body bags of people being thrown into refrigerator units. You don't get the flu and go into and have tons of people dying. It's not the same.
She says the stay-at-home orders are working. Even though they're inconvenient, Nurse Wright says from her standpoint, they're protecting more people from getting this deadly virus. That was a homemade face mask that Dulcie was showing. She inserts a filter between the layers of fabric for extra protection. But she's just been informed that the hospital is no longer allowing outside masks, and she will now have to wear a mask that is provided by the hospital.
Medical professionals may be the first who come to mind of those on the front lines of the pandemic, but employees at grocery stores are also considered some of the most crucial workers right now. Zion Goodman introduces us to one man who shares his experience.
There's no debate. Essential workers are on the front line of the coronavirus outbreak.
I've been working during this pandemic since day one. Literally, since it went south.
For grocery workers like Frank Garcia, the work atmosphere hasn't been the best since that day one.
Being an employee at a big grocery retail store like this, it's hard work. Because we get disrespected, we get walked all over on. Some of my coworkers have been coughed on.
Being around hundreds of people, some who are coughing and sick, creates a precarious position for the employees. So many stores are taking precautions to the next level.
We even put plexiglass in front of our pharmacy windows and in front of our cashiers. We are also making sure our customers are wearing face masks if we know that they need them. And employees are also taking temperature tests. If you're above 100, you are not allowed to work.
Essential workers have to be extra cautious to protect everyone around them, including their families back home. So once they clock out, their job isn't done yet.
In my mind, it's like I need to take my clothes off, wash them and shower them, just for the simple fact I don't want my brothers to get sick. Because some days I do feel safe, and then the next days I don't feel safe. My mom told me, with everything going on, if something goes south, come straight home.
At the end of the day, everyone is trying to stay safe. Essential workers and health professionals ask this one thing: be considerate of others, including those who ensure you have a place to buy your food. Zion Goodman, Fresno State Focus.
Remember that the CDC recommends that everyone wear cloth masks in public places, like grocery stores, to slow the spread of coronavirus. Masks can even be homemade.
Hi, I'm Gio Alvarado. Yes, those masks can be homemade. A lot of people are doing that right now as a way to stay busy and help people and to make money. I talked to two women, one from the Central Valley and one who lives 2,000 miles away, who are doing just that. As the coronavirus pandemic continues to engulf the United States, a national shortage of N95 masks has prompted a creative solution on DIY versions. Amandalyn Rivera and Blanca Reese both produce homemade masks. Rivera was laid off because of the virus. She decided in her free time to make masks.
I started selling it to people, and then a lot of more people started asking me like, hey, can you make this for me? Oh, I need it for my job. I need it for here.
Blanca Reese grew up in Visalia but now lives in Miami, Florida. She says she saw a need to help the homeless and started handing out masks to them.
A lot of people are helping out the nurses, and that's great. But I always, on my way to grocery shopping, I see that homeless don't have face masks.
She started by just using leftover fabric. With each stitch, she's helping herself be productive. But more importantly, she feels a calling to her Miami community. She and her friend drive around giving masks and food to the homeless.
We'll drive until we see people who need things. Also, sometimes we see like moms with kids at the bus stop, and we give it to them too. We just like stick it out the window, they get it, thank you, goodbye.
That feeling is priceless. Every dollar that she collects makes a difference.
$2.50, I believe, and I'm so excited to like start buying more things, because at first I was using what I could give.
This pandemic is showing Reese and Rivera and many others around our country that human kindness is very important in the times of need.
Or like if you can help out the community, I would say just do it. Just because like it's in need as of right now.
But even when it's not anymore, Reese and Rivera say they will continue to help those in need while after the pandemic. Both Rivera and Reese will continue to make and sell homemade masks. You can find them on social media. They are reusable and washable. By wearing a mask, you can make a difference in keeping the virus from spreading. In Fresno, Gio Alvarado, Fresno State Focus.
Hotels are now being used to help shelter the homeless. In California, over 7,000 hotel rooms are being made available for the homeless who are at high risk of contracting coronavirus. The project will cost $15 million in both state and federal funds. The first people allowed into these rooms will be those who tested positive for COVID-19. They will be followed by people who have either been tested, exposed, or are over the age of 65.
We definitely are opening our doors to serve the community and the vulnerable population of Sacramento. It's been an issue for a long time.
This is happening in Sacramento, but right now not here in Fresno.
When all businesses open up again, do you plan to go out right away? Or will you be hesitant because of COVID-19? With a lot of businesses closed and losing money, business owners are eager to open. Some people plan to go out right away. Others say they'll wait a minute. Either way, people tell us they plan to have a cautious approach.
I will be going to public places. I will be a lot more cautious, and I will also still continue to social distance.
It will be interesting to see how this all plays out when everything opens back up again, but there is no timetable as to when that will happen.
Some beaches in California are open, up in Santa Cruz and down in San Diego. Over on the East Coast, this beach in Charleston, South Carolina just reopened. Some beaches in Florida are also open and even crowded with visitors. That's a cause of concern for people who are practicing social distancing. In Isle of Palms, South Carolina, the beach there reopened with strict regulations like social distancing.
As long as it's not large groups of people, to be able to sit out here and, just look at the ocean, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
For beachgoers, this is a relief to see that not all beaches are crowded and safety rules are being followed. However, if the beaches start to look too crowded, then it's a good idea to stay away.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we'll tell you how you can get free food and where.
I'm Zion Goodman. The rain's gone, but what's taking its place? I'll show you next with a focus on weather.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to stay. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit all over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit
deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
I'm Zion Goodman with your focus on weather. We have this wonderful beauty shot from Modesto, California with clear skies, and the trees are really starting to come to life this spring. And it is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. We're seeing drops in pollution. Happy Earth Day, everybody. Starting with the nationwide satellite, we have a high pressure building towards the west coast, causing our high temperatures right now. And as you can see on the east coast, we have that activity moving away. For the western satellite, we have that high pressure building towards California, and that's what's keeping us in the 80s, and it plans to stick around for a while. So expect warmer temperatures, the warmest since October. The air quality is looking good all around. We have less drivers on the road. That definitely helps our air quality, and in Fresno specifically, the pollutants from vehicles have dropped about 50%. But keep in mind the weather has a huge effect on air quality. The rain we got during our stay-at-home order has really helped clear out particulate matter and other pollutants. Currently we have Fresno at 82 with neighboring cities also at 82 with Madera, Hanford, and Mendota. Down south we have Porterville a little cooler at 80, and Stockton we have it a little bit warmer up north at 83. Shaver Lake is at 57 and Oakhurst at 76. Tonight most cities in the valley will be around low 50s, high 40s with Fresno at 52, Shaver Lake being the coolest at 42. We're looking sunny all the way across the board for our extended outlook. It's going to be a little bit warmer on the weekend at 89 and 87, but we're really going to heat up after that, and on Tuesday will be 92. With the air quality being so good, it's a great time to go out jogging or walking, bring your dog out, but be sure to social distance. And that is your focus on weather. I'm Zion Goodman, Fresno State Focus.
One of the many challenges people are facing right now is hunger. Food pantries are busy, but they're not the only place to find food. One click and a Google map shows multiple locations where people can get free food. Fresno State alumnus David Paradas is the creator of a map that is helping people during this pandemic. His idea started off primarily covering the Fresno area, but now new marks are being added around the city. The map includes the day, location, and time food is given out. Paradas says the app helps people in different cities.
I love my city, but I know that Fresno is a broader community, so I also decided to look into surrounding cities like Madera, Del Rey, Clovis, Sanger. I think there might be a few other small towns that I included into this map, and it's really to help the most amount of people.
To find the free food locations close to you, you can search for this website online. You too can help by emailing davidfromfresno@gmail.com if you can help him add to this list.
I'm Grace Aranda. It's been more than a month since the quarantine started in Fresno County. Many people are having a difficult time with the isolation environment. Psychologist says staying busy will help keep your mind off of sheltering in place. During the stay-home order, a liberal studies major Araceli Duran is finding a lot to do in his spare time.
I've been working on my classwork. I've been working on a program that I purchased a while back called Move You. I've also been painting, a little bit of gardening.
Besides working out, Duran now has the time to take care of her new parakeet.
I also got a bird, so I've been taking care of him.
As more and more people face the prospect of several weeks of quarantine, there are some things they can do to feel better. It helps their mental health if they create a routine and break up their day with different activities. MCJ Major Nada Rivera says she tries to stay positive.
This is a very dark place we're in right now, so any way I can try to escape, I'll try to do that with entertainment, whether it's Netflix or taking a walk outside into the neighborhood.
Fresno stay-at-home order has been extended to May 6. People who violate the social distancing order in Fresno County could face a fine of up to $1,000. In Sanger, Gracie Aranda, Fresno State Focus.
There are many interactive ways to stay connected with our friends as we shelter in place. Here are two friends who are taking advantage of some fun activities at home.
Picking up the phone to text or call a friend can go a long way during this time of shelter in place. We want our loved ones to know we care. That's why staying connected is more important than ever.
It's easy to feel disconnected from the rest of the world. So it's been really important for me to text people when I think of them, or just talk to them online, even if it's just through Twitter and it's just funny stuff, nothing serious. It's been nice to be able to continue having conversations with others.
Many are having those conversations on social platforms like Facebook and Twitter, but there are other ways to stay connected.
The main, source that we use are group chats, and we talk in it every day.
It seems every day companies come out with a new way for people to connect. Netflix recently introduced Netflix Party. It allows people the opportunity to connect with friends while watching their favorite shows and movies from their own couch.
Stay as close as we can, even though we can't physically see each other right now.
Just because we are social distancing doesn't mean we have to become distant. There are a lot of ways to show our friends and family we are thinking about them. It can be hard on anyone coping with the pandemic, especially the young ones, but there's a new way to help them. It's a book called My Hero Is You: How Kids Can Fight COVID-19, a story produced by more than 50 humanitarian organizations, including the World Health Organization. With the help of a fantasy creature, the book explains how children can protect themselves, their families, and friends from coronavirus.
I really like the story because the main topic is about the coronavirus. It gives you information to wash your hands, cough in your elbow, sneeze in your elbow, be a hero, keep people safe, and be your own person.
The new children's book can be downloaded from the World Health Organization's website. It's translated in more than 20 languages, including Spanish, Chinese, French, Italian, and many more.
An athlete's life can change in an instant. Coming up on Fresno State Focus, how a former Fresno State soccer player made a change of course, and a lacrosse player graduated from the field to the newsroom. Hector Mendoza shows us their life after college sports.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks all healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give now. With the coronavirus outbreak, it is important to maintain a sufficient blood supply. Your blood donation is critical and can help save lives. Please, schedule an appointment today. Download the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS today. You can make a difference.
Hi, I'm Hector Mendoza. We see many athletes transition from middle school to high school to college and think the next step is playing professionally. But for some athletes, college graduation is the end of their sports career. For many college athletes, the goal is to go pro. But Kayla Calmey's goal was to use athletics to propel her into her academic journey. Calmey's played soccer for Fresno State from 2016 to 2019, and she discovered soccer wasn't it for her.
I think I kind of knew that I wasn't good enough to play professionally. Like, Division I was kind of where I saw my end goal, and I applied for grad school, so I kind of knew that school would take me further than soccer.
Alex White played lacrosse all through her time at Fresno State. She was even captain of her team.
It wasn't something I knew I wanted to play professionally. I knew I wanted a career. I just didn't know what that was going to be. But I knew that it would be 4 years. I would get to work really hard and play for my teammates and do something I'd been passionate about for a really long time.
White said it was hard to balance school, sports, and her personal life.
I had rehab for my knee when I tore my ACL. I had practice, I had lifting, I had classes, everything in between, and still trying to have like a normal life as a 19-year-old college student.
White overcame all those obstacles. She is now a news producer at ABC 30 and is grateful for her time at Fresno State.
Ultimately, looking back on it, at those times, obviously it was like, wow, this sucks, you know, but getting to kind of get past that and work really hard to get through all those obstacles just made me stronger, not only for a career, but just as a person in general.
And Calmies is looking forward to the next chapter of her life.
I just applied for the school psychology program, which is 3 years. So hopefully I get in, and then upon finishing that, hopefully I'll be a school psychologist.
White and Calmies may not be competing in athletics anymore, but they use the passion and drive they had for their sports and their personal lives and careers. In Modesto, Hector Mendoza, Fresno State Focus.
Hi, I'm Lizette Rios. Before the pandemic and the stay-at-home order, Celeste Pacino perfected her craft as a lash artist, and she was working full-time. She had the opportunity to be part of the Bella Lash talent team. Now she's telling us how COVID-19 has impacted her business.
Beauty care is something everyone does. It usually begins as a hobby, like it did for Celeste Pacino. Then it became a career. She is a lash artist.
Well, I started getting lash extensions, and then I was offered the opportunity to become an apprentice for Desiree Martinez. She's known as Desi Loves Lashes. So she offered the apprenticeship to me, and I couldn't turn it down.
As Celeste perfected her craft, she entered a contest for an opportunity to join the 2020 Bella Lash talent team. The winners get the opportunity to receive Bella Lash products. Out of the 500 that applied, only 25 were chosen around the world. Celeste is one of them.
So we're with them for a year. They send us products. They'll be promoting our work.
Then COVID-19 happened and non-essential businesses were shut down, including the salon and beauty bar where she works. Lash extensions and eyebrow waxing may seem essential for a lot of women, but not during a pandemic.
Because we're too close to them. We're like right above their faces. So me and the client are both talking to each other. So it's just too dangerous for us to be that close.
Celeste has been unemployed for the last 2 months while the shelter-in-place order is still in effect, and she is still paying for her booth rent even though she can't work.
A lot of money. The help that they're giving us is like, I don't want to say nothing, but it's nothing compared to what I could be making if I was working.
Lash products are expensive and they have expiration dates, so if Celeste may also have to throw away some of her products if the shelter-in-place order aren't lifted soon. While she hates losing money, it's the people she misses the most.
Just seeing everybody again, all my coworkers, and I don't know, just being around people. That's what I'm excited about.
Even though Celeste isn't sure when she will return to work, she is excited to get back to what she loves to do.
Just because non-essential businesses like beauty salons are closed doesn't mean we can't practice self-care at home. You can give yourself a face mask, meditate, or give a loved one a massage. In Hanford, Lizette Rios for Fresno State Focus.
Over the weekend, Fresno State held its annual Vintage Days, but it was very different. Vintage Days is a student-organized festival held every year for the past 46 years on the Fresno State campus. The 3-day event happened this past weekend. It was online, but still eventful. Everyone was able to watch live performances on Facebook or Instagram Live, see a virtual car show, and learn how to make crafts.
We brought it to the committee, and the committee was up to it also, so we decided to take things virtual. We did as much as we were able to in regards to taking it virtual, but I think it was like a pretty good turnout.
In case you missed this year's virtual Vintage Days, you can head to the Fresno State Vintage Days social media pages to watch performances and activities.
Once again, we want to remind you to please be safe and stay home. Only leave if it is essential.
This show is our last English show of this spring semester. Next week, we will have a special edition of Fresno State Focus in Spanish.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.